What is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, I want to talk about Thomas Gilbert not extending his contract with Innova Disc Golf. I want to talk about, do I think James Conrad should sign with MVP? And I also want to talk about, do I think MVP should sign James Conrad? And is Conrad a good fit in disc golf today for MVP Disc Sports? Welcome to Iceberg TV, and I am Iceberg Dylan. Enjoy the video. Okay guys, so first of all, I want to talk about Thomas Gilbert. He will not be extending his contract with Innova. We all know Thomas Gilbert is a big arm Canadian player who is known for throwing bombs. He's known for being an extremely nice guy. He seems like one of the most genuine guys to be around, and he probably loves and watches disc golf more than any other touring pro. And I think Thomas Gilbert is a good pickup for any sponsor. I think he's one of the nicest guys on tour. He's a great player, and I think if he works on his putting and becomes an elite putter, I think he could be a world champion contender within the next few years. With that being said, we're going to move on to James Conrad because that is kind of the hot topic right now. So my thoughts on James Conrad possibly signing with MVP, I have a couple of different ideas about it. The first thing I want to look at is their current team. So they have Elaine King, Matt Dollar, Sarah Hokum, Jennifer Sawyer, Jordan Castro, and Justin Bilodeau. Now they sponsor a bunch of other pro players. My favorite of the new players who I think should be bumped up to the premier team because I think he probably has one of the brightest futures of all the young disc golfers in the world right now is Isaac Robinson. This kid is extremely nice, extremely friendly. I've had the opportunity to play a practice round with him before on one of our home courses in Atlanta, Little Mulberry Park, before a tournament. I was able to meet him, his brother, and his father. They're extremely nice, and him and his brother are also extremely talented players as well. They compete with one another. They're super nice, and I think he deserves to be sponsored and supported at the highest level, and I think he deserves to be a touring pro. Again, if that's something that he wants. Now, the other young pro that I'm extremely interested in is Raven Newsom. Raven Newsom is an absolute bomber. He's extremely young. He knows how to throw a disc, and he's a really amazing young up-and-coming player. I think MVP should double down on these two players, hang on to them because they're both going to be special, especially Isaac Robinson. MVP should give him a contract and bump him up to the highest level of sponsorship that they have and give him the most support that they can offer him. He's underrated, and he's going to be an amazing player in the next few years. Again, another guy, if he continues to play and practice and tour, he could be one of those world-class players. Now, do I think MVP should sign James Conrad? I think probably not. And the reason that I say that is not because James Conrad's not a great player, but I think MVP Disc Golf needs a larger social media presence. They need someone who's an amazing player and also a great personality and also a content creator. They need someone who lives, breathes, creates content with MVP discs. The player that I have in mind is Ezra Adderhold. I think MVP Disc Sports should do everything they can to sign Ezra, and I think they should do whatever it takes to get him on the team. He can be a really good face to the franchise. He's a touring pro. He's a great player. He's a content creator, and he checks all the boxes. Everybody loves Ezra, and whoever picks up Ezra is going to see so much success out of their sponsorship with him that that's immediately going to pay itself off whatever it costs to get him. I think that Ezra Adderhold is a better pick for MVP Disc Sports than James Conrad is, and that's simply for the reason that in our day and age, James Conrad's not making content. He's not really on Instagram. He's not really on YouTube. He's not on Twitter. He's not on Facebook. And I'm sure he's a nice enough guy, but he's not doing all the extra things that need to be done to maximize on a sponsorship. And if a company wants to sponsor a player in today's age, you can't just be unless you're the best player in the world, you can't just be a player. You can't just be a touring pro. You need to be a content creator. You need to be a pro. You need to be professional. You need to be personable, and you need to know how to play the game. It's not just about disc golf. Sometimes it's bigger than disc golf. People like Ezra Adderhold will help get new players into the sport. He'll help grow the sport, and he'll get new players throwing MVP discs if they were to sign him. So my current thoughts is that Ezra should sign with MVP. and MVP should be making all the efforts they can to sign Ezra before James. Again, that's just my opinion. I still love James Conrad, and I still think he's an amazing player, and I don't discount his USDGC win, but I think to be that guy in today's game where disc golf is headed, you can't just be a player, you need to be a lot more than that. With that being said, leave it in the comment section down below how you feel about this. Thank you for watching. This is Iceberg TV, and take care.